a short one. We're going to be learning about Hinduism. This is part 1 of religions in India. And it matters because millions of people around the world today follow the beliefs of religions that began back in ancient India. So, stay tuned, get ready.
So guys, just a quick note, Miss Hodges is not here today. She won't be in this video. She is in Alabama taking care of. She's selling her house from there. So we wish her back. We'll see her tomorrow, Tuesday, and she will definitely be in our next video. But anyways, we want to kind of bring in a little bit more focus with our Hinduism, our first major world religion of India. Now, we know from our last video that by about 2600 BC, we had people settling in the Indus River Valley. And remember, that Indus River is that valley all the way to the west of India. And we saw this great civilization with Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro. We're fast forwarding a little bit in time today. We know that by circa 1900 BC, the people who live in Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro started leaving. And we're not really sure why, but we also talked last video that after that, we start seeing the Aryans migrating in to both the Indus River Valley and the Ganges River Valley as well. And that's where we kind of left off last time, talking about the caste system and how society was set up for the Aryans. Today, we're going to look at their beliefs, and we're going to be right about here, starting circa 1500 BC. We start to see at least some of the first ideas written down about Hinduism. And remember that we know that these ideas were written down because the ancient Aryans had a written language, Sanskrit, and they wrote down their ideas in the Vedas. So we're going to start to see these ideas expressed right around circa 1500 BC. Okay, so please circle this. You have this same timeline on your notes. Please circle, there's a lot of C's in there. Circle, circa 1500 BC, where we see early Hinduism was first practiced by the Aryans. Before we do anything, let's make sure we define what Hinduism is. Hinduism is one of the world's largest and oldest religions. Okay, we see it starting before Christianity, before Islam, before many of the other world religions that are practiced today. And even today, still millions of people practice this. So it's really important for us to have a good understanding of what so many people in the world today believe. Now, the biggest belief for Hindus starts out that there are many gods. It is a polytheistic religion, but all of these gods are part of Brahman. Now, this word sounds familiar. It sounds like Brahmin, that top caste. But it's a little bit different. Brahman is the universal spirit Hindus believe is in every living thing. And so all of the different gods are all different parts of Brahman. And they all represent something. So we might see a god of war and a god of thunder, or a god of love, a god of farming. But all of those work together to tie into this universal spirit. And Hindus believe that that universal spirit is in me and you and every living thing, so that everything is connected. Now, with that is the idea of reincarnation, or the rebirth of the soul. Many Hindus believe that when we die, our bodies are just physical vessels, and that whatever is in us, you could call it our spirit or our soul, that is part of Brahman, gets returned to Brahman, to that universal spirit, and then is reborn into another body. And Miss Lewis is going to explain a little bit more about what Hindus believe about how those bodies are chosen and how what you do in this life affects what you'll be reincarnated as next time around, and if there's a way to be free of that, okay? But the easiest way to think of Brahman is like the water cycle. When water is in the ocean, it's all part of one big thing. Sometimes, though, water gets evaporated out into clouds, and then it rains and eventually makes its way back into the ocean. In the same way, Hindus believe that our souls, our spirits, are all part of Brahman, and that many times it is connected with everything else, but that when we are in individual bodies, we're like those individual raindrops that are separated from the ocean and kind of have a life of their own until it's time to return. Now remember with these concepts, guys, these are some pretty complicated concepts, so it's okay if you struggle to understand these. We're going to talk more about them as we go. But Miss Lewis is going to take on now and kind of explain a little bit more about how Hindus believe that reincarnation works and how that Brahman is in everything and how Hindus believe that our spirit can be reunited with Brahman.
All right, guys, so in Hinduism, reincarnation is actually closely related to the idea of karma. Now, karma is defined as a force that decides the form that people will be reborn into in their next life. Now, remember, Ms. Todrick taught us about reincarnation and the idea that people go through many lives before they reunite with Brahman. Remember, Brahman, not Brahmin. Okay? With karma, it is believed that whichever level of the caste system you are born into is not an accident, okay? It's believed that it's based on what you did in your past life. So if someone lives a bad life, they do really bad things, they're a bad person, it's believed that they would be reborn into a lower form of life. Now, if it was really bad, do you think they'd be in the Untouchables? Absolutely. Now, if you live a good life, you would be reborn into a higher form of life. Now, in order to earn a better life when you are reborn, Hindus believe that one must follow Dharma. Oh, watch out. Brace yourselves. Karma's coming for you. Just kidding. So, back to Dharma. Dharma is believed to be a personal duty based on an individual's place in society. Everyone has different duties. It just depends on your current place in society. So, a farmer would have different duties than a priest, and men would have different duties than women, right? So Hindus believed that their beliefs shaped the way they lived their lives. People who accepted the Hindu idea that all life is sacred meant that they were kind and gentle to animals and people. They treated these things with respect. And ideas of reincarnation helped Indians accept that people in a higher level of that social hierarchy pyramid in the caste system, they believed that they deserved and earned their respect in their status. Now, reincarnation also gave people maybe down in the Untouchables, it gave those people hope. Because if they decided, okay, I'm in the Untouchables, but I want to live a good life. I want to be a better person. So that idea helped them, so they had a personal duty to be a good person in hopes that in the next life they would be reborn into a higher level of that caste system. Okay? All right, guys, that's all for me. See you later.
Okay, guys, now it's time for your hot question. So, refer back to what Miss Lewis told you and think about it to answer this question. How did Hinduism affect the way ancient Indians live day to day? Don't leave this one blank. It's going to help you somewhere down the road. Have a great day.